Welcome back to another episode of Allen Police Behind the Badge. We're your hosts, Officer Sam Ripamani and Alexis Birmingham.
And today our guest is Officer Laine Strickland. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. It's
Hey,
like
Laine.
to be here.
So before we get into what you do for Allen, you have some prior at other agency, right?
I do, yeah. I worked for the Abilene Police Department. That's where I started. Went to college out there, did my internship out there. I applied the first time. I didn't quite make it the first time. Moved home back to Austin for a couple years. Got some working experience. Was briefly a dispatcher for the Austin Police.
Really? I did not know
briefly. So if any of them are listening, I will not claim myself to be a full-blown dispatcher there because it was very, very brief. But great experience. And then I reapplied again and got it on my second try.
All right. Well, between Abilene and Allen are your two cities. Between those two agencies, any interesting or fun stories?
Oh, yes. I was in Abilene. I worked mostly worked the same beat. It's like kind of the middle of the town. Abilene split north and south. There's train tracks that are active that go through the city. So it's like, it's Valentine's Day. This day I'm working. Oh. It's like 7:30, about 7:30. It's dark out. I'm cruising up the street. I go over the train tracks, and what we would call here a weapons call comes out. I cannot remember for the life of me what the call type was there, but something with a weapon. Yeah. So, and I'm driving. This weapons call comes out, and I had just passed. It came from a Firestone tire shop. Weapons call at this place, and I had just passed it. I'm like, wow, I'm here. Like, I'm on scene, basically. And the call notes were third-party caller. There's a man inside the business with a gun, and he's shooting. Something like really serious like that. I was like, oh, this is not good. I'm super close. Abilene is a small town, but it's also not. It's super spread out. Yeah. So it does take some time to get from A to B depending on where you're at. And I think that day my beat partner wasn't there, so it was me. Back up probably a good solid 5 minutes, which if you're waiting for somebody to show up and help you, it's a long time. Yeah. So whatever. I turn around. I'm like, here we go. And I don't have a lot of information, right? It's just someone with a gun or shooting. I can't remember exactly, but inside the business. So I pull up. I take a right the way that's all set up. There's a couple of different roadways to come into the business. But I look over and there's a big like casino style bus in like the back corner, like northeast corner of the business. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go set up behind that. So I go park my car back there, and it was dark enough that if I had my lights cut off, you probably couldn't see me show up. But so I hop out. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anybody yelling, like nothing like that. Just traffic, whatever. So I get set up on this corner of the bus, and it's a Firestone tire shop, so you can see the bay windows, right? The big bay windows. You can see the middle part, and then there's the shop part. Yeah. And I'm looking in the bay windows, calm, business as usual, as we say. Nothing going on. No one's yelling. Nothing. I'm like, this is so weird. And then all of a sudden, I just hear, bam! Like the loudest bang. Like the sound like ricocheted off all the businesses that were around there, and I'm like, holy crap, like this is legit.
You're ducking in.
Yeah. So, from what I could tell, I couldn't discern if it was anything else other than what I heard a loud noise, whatever. So I key up and tell my dispatch what I just heard. So the cavalry's coming, and, but I'm still calling out like, okay, well, I see that, and I could see people walking in the bay windows. No one's alarmed by anything. I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is so weird. So people finally show up. We had it all triangulated, right? Everyone's on each corner. Dispatch makes a call inside. They get everybody out of the business. We call them out at gunpoint, right? That's just how we have to do it until we figure out what's going on.
Everybody's a suspect.
Yeah. So we get the manager out there. Come to find out. So it's Valentine's Day, right? Mm-hmm. He's in a tiff with his girlfriend. He decides to scare her or something like that, to text her and say, oh my God, there's somebody with a gun in here. So she turns around and calls 911 to say, hey, my boyfriend just texted me and said there's a man with a gun inside this shop. And so that's the response we get, right? But so the loud bang I heard was just them inflating a tire.
Oh,
over a wheel.
When it seats around the rim.
But like, what are the odds though that I'm there for a weapons call, basically, and that loud bang goes off?
Your mind's already thinking.
It didn't
towards
sound
that,
quite like a gunshot, but I'm also like, this is why I'm here. What do you do?
Why would you ever text that?
Right.
Oh,
Oh my God. So, and like, that's, you could go to jail for that. It's a false report or whatever inciting, But anyway, our sergeant on the shift that time, I think he scared the crap out of that guy and was just like, if you ever do anything like that again, like,
Oh my goodness.
we'll deal with it differently. But I think the whole scenario, all the police there and having to have guns drawn and stuff like that, I think that was enough for him. But
that's scary.
That was pretty wild. Almost active shooter.
And that was
Not
in
quite.
Abilene?
Yeah.
How many years did you spend with Abilene?
Not too long, just a couple. I loved Abilene. It was a great place to start. Top-notch training out there. Really good place to learn how to be a cop because you see all kinds of stuff. But yeah, long-term, like, I'm from Austin. I like to go out and do stuff. Abilene's definitely like an outdoorsman's type place, So long-term, I didn't see myself there. I did not see myself spending the rest of my life there. So it was kind of like, do I make that decision, rip the Band-Aid off and go somewhere I think I'll be long-term? And so I just went ahead and did it, and here I am.
What brought you to Allen?
Not much. One of my best friends is from here. I did a little bit of research, and I kind of like looked at Allen. I'd been here like once or twice maybe because my friend's parents still lived here. And I was like, I remember Allen. It was like a normal town, like somewhere I grew up. So I looked into it a little bit, and I was like, looks okay. And I kind of put out applications to a couple places. But Allen was the first to get back to me. That was really cool. And then I also almost didn't think I was going to make it here because the tattoo policy hadn't changed.
Yeah.
It changed like the Monday before I applied.
Really?
I put in my application. I was like, you know what? Like Abilene, I could have tattoos, but I had to cover them, which no problem. Yeah. And I'm like, surely they're not more strict about it in the DFW than West Texas. But I looked it up and it said nothing below the t-shirt line, like regardless. And I was like, oh my gosh, like well, I can't even work there.
You couldn't even wear long sleeves as a cover.
So I emailed Investigator Gilmore at the time, and I was like, hey, you can disregard my application. Like I don't meet your tattoo policy, framework. And then like 2 days later, she called me and she's like, hey, we just changed it. Do you still want to come out? And I was like, I mean, I guess. I was a little nervous, like, what am I getting myself into? I didn't know what kind of department it was, if that's kind of where it started, but pleasantly surprised, obviously, when I got here that it wasn't, just takes time for things to change and move and all that. So, but yeah, Allen was great. I got out here and did all the stuff I needed to do for my application in like 48 hours. She's like, come out here, get that stuff done. That way, when you're done, you just, we'll do our background stuff and then we'll go from there. And so it was no problem.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember, I started in 2007 here with Allen, and, no tattoos. Nobody at work had tattoos where you could see them. And I remember we went I think I was on a family vacation, and we went down to San Antonio. And there was a San Antonio officer just hanging out on the Riverwalk doing probably a security job or something. And he was full sleeves on both arms. And I was like, I remember looking at him thinking, wow, like, whoa, this guy's got all these tattoos and they're just out in the open.
Yeah.
And, fast forward to now, and it's
really cool.
Well, it's great because that stigma has kind of changed where, you disqualify a lot of really great candidates.
Oh, yeah.
Because of a tattoo. Now I get it. We can't have stuff that's inappropriate, that we don't want the public to see.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really intelligent individuals out there that want to be officers here in Allen. And if they have a tattoo, like Laine's tattoos, I think they look great.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that.
I'm sure they all have a meaning.
He just complimented you. Thank you so much. Finally.
Take it back. Who am I? No, so I'm glad to see that we have progressed in that area.
And I get it. Like, it's a hard thing to see because people, they want to see a police officer, professionalism, absolutely. Yeah. But to me, and a lot of people, professionalism is how you carry yourself and how you treat people. But it's very rarely how you look most of the time. It can be. Don't get me wrong. You still need to look sharp and like you take care of yourself. But yeah, it's just how you take care of yourself.
But it's still regulated with the department, right?
Oh yeah. So like I was telling you guys earlier, we've got a tattoo committee. There's 3 or 4 of us on it, I believe, but it's super not a big deal. But they'll send pictures to our little committee about what they want to get. If they may not even have it yet. They'll be thinking about something we want to get, just so they get it approved before they go get it. But we all sign off and say, yep, looks good, or no. Very rarely have we had one that's a no. And it's usually just stuff that we can actually see. So if it's like anywhere else on the body, no, thank you, sir. We don't need to know about that. Yeah, so it's good. I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm glad we started down that path.
So I could get a big old shark or something.
Yeah, man.
I'm thinking,
let it rip.
One
day we'll get neck tattoos, maybe. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah. No, probably not gonna do that one. That sounds like that would hurt.
Oh, it's temporary. It'd be fine.
Are you on any special IC units or any other committees?
Not any other committees, but currently right now I'm on patrol, and I'm also an FTO. I've been doing that since 2018, 2019.
So field training officer.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Sorry, yes, FTO, field training officer. I love that. It gives me a chance to meet all the new people that come through. We get a lot of people that transfer from other agencies, so a lot of times it's just like riding with a buddy for a couple of weeks. Every now and then we get someone fresh out of the academy, which is also a lot of fun. But
are you tough on them? Are you that
I don't
old school
know.
mentality?
It just depends. No. I love to have fun and cut up in the car, by all means. But if I'm like, okay, we have some stuff we need to work on, then I'll dial it back down.
So when I started in 07, it was terrifying.
I've heard.
When I got out of the academy, all I'm hearing is these stories like, you don't want to get this guy, this guy. And all of a sudden I'm like, I got that guy.
Yeah,
like,
that happened to me.
I had like serious anxiety starting. And, we used to have to do a flare and spare. So they would light a flare, and you'd had to change a tire. And he walks out one day, and it's on a squad car, and he's like, all right, light the flare. And I'm like, what? There's nothing wrong with this tire. It's got air in it. They're like, no, well, we want it changed before the flare. And they're like, 15-minute flares or whatever. So like, what do they know? I worked in a tire shop in college, so
you're like,
I
watch
whipped
this.
that tire on no time.
About to make y'all look stupid.
Yeah, it felt all big, and they're just like, all right, get in the car.
Yeah. No attaboys for you. Just get in the car.
It was definitely tough. You didn't walk around and talk, and you just kind of, but you learned your way.
Yeah. Yeah. FTO is definitely not how it is now. I think at a lot of agencies than what it used to be.
Yeah. I
still like some of the old school ways of like respect of officers, and you get a new guy, not a lateral, not a transfer a lot of times, because everybody treated me like I was already one of the group when I got here, and I appreciated that. So I definitely try to pay it forward that way. But there's a little bit of like, you got to earn your camaraderie a little bit sometimes. When you get here, you can't just jump right in. But so yeah, I love to do the FTO. Was on our honor guard. I'm kind of more reserved right now, but honor guard is great. My schedule just didn't quite allow for it. Yeah. But as sad as obviously those funerals are, it's just such a great feeling to go support those agencies and those families when they go through those hard times. Every time I leave those, I'm like, I'm really glad I got to go do that.
Unfortunately, I've been to too many of them.
Yeah. What else do I do? Oh, I'm on our bike unit. That's fun. We just did that at Celebration not too long ago. It's hot, but it's super active. I'm not a person that loves to just stand in an intersection and direct traffic, so bike unit's a really fun way to go talk to people. Oh man, this past Celebration was a lot of fun. We got to hand out a bunch of stickers and talk to a bunch of kids and adults about all kinds of stuff, so it was actually a lot to fun once the sun went down.
You didn't even grumble at me taking pictures during the fireworks.
I didn't. I know you got a job to do. I try to be a good sport about it.
She was a really good sport, but I can't believe you didn't wear the bike shorts though. She has the option to wear shorts as a bike officer, and she chose not to.
They'll see my tiny legs and my tiny calves, and they'll like, I'm gonna run from her immediately. Like, absolutely. It's not a good look for females on bike unit to wear their shorts. It's just not. It's not my thing. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll get some special fitted, tailored ones. I don't know. I'm going to have to help Melissa to help me with those. No, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. But I did envy those guys because they looked a lot cooler than I was, literally.
Those bikes are such a huge tool for the police department.
Yeah.
Do you guys jump on trails, or what do you kind of do?
Yeah, so
with the
there's not too many trails in Allen, but there are some that we'll cruise up and down. To me, the biggest benefit for them is every now and then we'll get somebody. I've caught somebody on a bike. So yeah,
Oh,
it's no big deal there. Just saying. But every now and then we'll get that call like somebody took off on foot, and if you've got a bike officer in the area, and this one in particular, they took off from a parking garage, but it went for a ways and they ran onto the trail. And I was able to get up on the grass near the sidewalk, get my bike off, and just took off down the trail. Everyone else was gassed because they'd just been running after this guy. And I think he was up at what was it, CUTX, trying to get a catalytic converter, as we've been dealing with those. But yeah, they chased him across waters over there to behind that business park where the trail kind of butts up next to it. Yeah, so I got over there, grabbed my bike off the back, and they're just like, all the guys are like, that way.
Like,
so I hopped up and I caught up to him, and he had just kind of like gone behind a big concrete enclosure where there was a dumpster kind of thing. So I lost sight of him for a second, but I got off my bike real quick, and he was gassed too. I mean, everybody was exhausted that was involved, and I'm just like fresh-eyed, like, hey, man, you're going to go to jail. So we got him there, and everybody showed up pretty quickly after, but it was like
Such
instances like that. It does happen. It's not super common, but it does happen. So the bikes are really, really good for that too. So
bike school is no joke.
It's not.
Everybody kind of
It's a long week.
You're a bike officer. I did it, and we had, there's several of us from the department that all went together, and we go out there. It's now Deputy Chief DeBlanc is one of them. Detective Compton is with it, and then Officer Hester. It's us four. And we get in, we walk into class, and we're in our Nike shorts and T-shirts, and our athletic wear. And everybody's in bike uniform sitting in that classroom. And we're 10 minutes
really
late
representing
traffic
Alan well,
was
guys.
awful coming from. As we walk in, everybody kind of looks at us, and they're like, all right, now we can get going, and let's get our bikes. We took off across Arlington that day. I don't know if you've ever ridden around Arlington. Arlington's nowhere near flat.
No.
Yeah.
And it's hilly, and you have to yell this stuff. Take the lane. And that way, somebody would yell up in the front or at the back,
like a relay,
knowing everybody could move over, do the lane change.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my bike starts messing up, and I thought my bike was the coolest one there because it had disc brakes at the time. So that automatically,
obviously,
that wasn't, everybody didn't have disc brakes back then. So it turns out the brakes didn't make any difference. All the other parts were more important, like the gears. So my chain gets in a complete knot. Like it's not just slipped off. It's the gears at the back messed up, and it got all jammed in there. I get stranded on the side of the road, and I look up, and the whole class just keeps on going. And I'm
Sad
like,
Rip
seriously?
just walking up the hill.
Like the person at the back is supposed to relay up that we lost someone, and they were huffing and puffing trying to keep up by that point.
They're just
and
fighting
they
for their lives.
Left me. So finally, I sit there and fix this bike on the side of the road. I just went back to the class.
I mean,
I was
what
like,
do you do?
They were gone. I didn't know where they were. We didn't have
No
GPS on
yeah.
our phones back then, so I
You
just
don't know
went
the
back
route.
to the class.
Just
Start over
defeated.
tomorrow.
Call it a day. I
It
get
was
it.
awful.
Yeah, I did mine in Grand Prairie. It was actually the most fun training class I've ever taken because it's a super active week, but the instructors were really, really cool. Yeah, you learn how to ride upstairs,
Yes.
obviously down the stairs, hop curbs, which does not look as easy as it sounds. There's a lot more to it, unless you're on some little huffy bike. But if you're on a mountain bike, there's some technique to it. Yeah, it was a physical week, but it was good. And Grand Prairie is also not flat, just for the record.
Yeah. Well,
it is very
right
hilly.
Side by side.
Yeah, I'm not too proud. I got off and walked it up the hill. No
Yeah.
doubt.
So one more
Sorry,
little
Chief Dye, for saying that I walked up the hill.
side story to that. I'm not going to name the person out of the four of us, but one of the four of us in our group. So we were doing this deal where you go up this sidewalk, and then you go up 2 steps onto the tennis courts, practicing going upstairs. We'd all gone, and then the last person from Allen was getting ready to go, and we're all watching, and he goes to take off, and our heads automatically turn, like, following where he's going to go. And we're like, where is he? Turn around and look. He's still feet on the pedals on the bike, and he is laying in the grass like he's still riding the bike. The front wheel caught that edging between the grass and the sidewalk and just dumped him.
Yeah.
But he was still on the bike, like just holding that pose.
Oh my God.
Falling on a bike as an adult is so bad. It hurts so much. Like
Yes.
when you're a kid, you don't care, right? You just hop right up and you just move on. as an adult, no, it's horrible. And then when you're trying to do bike school, right? And I'm not a daredevil. I'm not like a lot of police officers that just love adrenaline, and that's not me. So yeah, one of them, we did a training and I had to jump over like a 1 foot up onto a 1 foot box. Okay. No.
Not doing that.
Sure, I'll try, but it's not gonna, and it did not go well. I went right over the top of that thing, over my handlebars, skidded up like the pads of my fingers, like so bad. And the guys are still going through this little obstacle course, and I was like, "Yo, I'm done. I'm sitting out. I'm gonna sit and watch you guys." They're like, "You good? You don't want to try?" No, I'm done. This is done for me. So it's hard if you fall and embarrass yourself, but it's a lot of fun.
I used to ride a lot of motorcycles, so we'd go on these long trips, and several guys from work were part of that group, and I I learned from one of our officers this stuff called monkey butt powder.
Huh.
It's like a Gold Bond type powder. Well, just for anyone.
Oh.
Like you ride these long trips. And I had this stuff in my bag on day one, and everybody that came with us were laughing like, what are you doing with that? And I was like, hey.
You just wait.
The next day, we went and rode like 20 miles or whatever it was that first day. We walk in, and Detective Compton and all, they're like, hey, you got that powder?
Yeah.
That was a long ride yesterday. Like, yeah, we got a week of this.
Yeah, you're not too proud now.
Yeah, they all wanted it at that point. So
that's awesome.
Good memories.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you guys using e-bikes or regular bikes?
So initially when we kind of revamped the unit, we did get a lot of e-bikes. We got some Benelli e-bikes, and I was just never, like, I rode one. They're a lot of fun. They can go really fast. Like, again, I'm not an adrenaline junkie, so a little too fast for me. I'd go like 26 and I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I'm good. I can slow down. But yeah, I mean, you can get those up on the road and like take a lane and go with traffic pretty well. But we still had some regular analog bikes, and I kind of stuck to those because if we were at Celebration or somewhere where you're maneuvering around people, those big e-bikes are really clunky and they're kind of hard to get around people. Yeah. So I preferred pretty much always until we had to like ride for a while, and I'm like, okay, I wish I had the e-bike.
I need that battery.
Yeah. But since Chief Dye's been here, he likes the analog regular normal bike, and so we're going pretty much back to those as a whole. So I
see that a lot in law enforcement, and how it just kind of makes that circle, comes back around. Like,
I get the e-bikes. I haven't quite seen or heard of a department where they're really useful for that. Also, they're really heavy, and not to be proud, but like, that's one more thing. Like, I don't want to have to pick up and lug. Like, every time you get that bike off that rack, that's one more time you got to put it back on. And the analog bikes are so much lighter to just pick up and put back on. So, because those e-bikes, the batteries on them are like so heavy, but they're really cool. I'll say that they're really cool, but I'm an analog.
Being one of our bike officers, one of the things we're starting to see a lot of are e-bikes all over Allen.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on kids riding those?
I don't like it. I'm just kidding. No, they're, like I said, they're really fun. I think they're really cool for kids, but just the safety and awareness that the lack of that we've seen around it it's troubling, because I feel like we're kind of getting on that incline of seeing cars and bikes, because we see those e-bikes or regular bikes of people just not paying attention, and they're the bikes are going across sidewalks, across private businesses and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, the faster those bikes can go, the harder it is to stop and correct your movement, whatever that is, avoid something. Go watch our safety video with the fire department about all that stuff.
I'll be honest, we did a post this week trying to help people understand the difference of the electric bike versus the electric motorcycles. So electric bike, has to have pedals. It's a bicycle. But I didn't realize there was 3 different levels to it. In a level 3 will go up to 28 miles per hour with pedal assist. And you got to be, state law says you have to be 15 or older to ride those. Well, I think a lot of these bikes are level 3, and it's just being educated on the law where parents know that, hey, if your kid's only 11 or 12 years old, they probably shouldn't. I mean, by law, they shouldn't be riding that bike, and it's not safe.
Yeah, it just makes me nervous. I mean, I'm all about being outside and doing fun stuff, but it does make me a little nervous to see the young kids just ripping up and down the sidewalks, and I'm sure they're aware of what they're doing and what's going on, but
not wearing helmets.
Yeah,
half of them aren't even wearing helmets.
I mean, there's a million chances for something to go wrong, unfortunately, but fingers crossed. People don't. Nothing goes too wrong, but
so get to know the law and
At least put a helmet on.
Make your
At least
kids
that.
wear helmets
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
So, you said you went to college in Abilene?
I did.
So, little interesting story about me and Laine.
Mm-hmm.
So, my sister, she's passed away now. When Laine came to work here, she kept popping up on Facebook as somebody I might know. And I'm like, well, yeah, she works for the police department. And then it would say one common friend. I was like, how do we have a common friend? So I clicked on her page one day and I realized it was my sister Jessica. And I was like, what a small world.
It
Like,
really
how is
is.
she? You played softball?
Yeah, so Jessica, we called her Spring.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, she was one of the coaches for the organization that I played for. She didn't coach me, but I think was just ending my senior year of high school or maybe around then, and then almost out when I met her. But she was in our organization for many years. She had a team within my organization for a long time, so I saw her all the time. And then we had mutual friends once I got into college and stuff. She's so funny. She was the best.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
Cancer's nasty.
Yeah. I always remember her. She was like an old soul. She's super funny and spunky, but always like had like some serious back problems or something. I just remember her being like, I'm like, she's young. Like, what?
She had a terrible back.
Yeah, poor thing. But
You should have watched her play basketball in high school. She was on the ground more than she was on her feet.
she's
It's
a
like
little girl
she would
too.
just sacrifice her body. Like,
Yeah.
And she was tiny, so she was point guard, and she would just drive in the lane, and she was, every time you'd hear, boom, and look at her. She's picking herself up off the floor
Yeah.
again.
She was great. She
So-
had the best. She was so funny. So much fun to be around. Yeah.
It's just crazy how small world like that.
It is.
Like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you come here and I'm like, how does somebody have a mutual
Yeah.
friend of my sister?
Yeah, because she was at Texas State. But yeah, went to college at Hardin-Simmons. I transferred, actually, most of my collegiate time. I played softball in college, which is also obviously how I knew Jessica. But transferred from Louisiana out to Abilene. I had some friends out there, and I missed Texas, so I transferred. I don't know where I'd be if I hadn't transferred. I did my internship with Abilene PD while I was still in college out there, did a bunch of ride-alongs, had a blast, and I'm like, yeah, this is it for me. Yeah, Abilene was great. It was a lot of fun being out there. I do miss West Texas a little bit. It's just a different environment, but Allen's great too.
Well, you were a school resource officer at one time, right?
Yeah, loved that. That was so much fun.
Do you miss it?
I do. I do wish the schedule had kind of stayed the way it was, but I did a good 2.5 years, so I definitely got a good amount of
Maybe
experience.
when because you have young kiddos.
I do.
Maybe
yeah.
when they get back into the school.
Oh, my son does not want me in his space. At his
That's
school.
more reason to be there. What are you talking about?
No, I'm kidding. No, that would be really cool. I would love that. But yeah, the high school was awesome. I really didn't realize how much I missed like the team environment, like being around the sports and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I went up there for a pep rally one day just to help with crowd control when I was still on patrol, and I was like, this is kind of fun. Like, this is cool. And yeah, there came an opportunity not too long after and put in, and high school was so much fun. I made so many friends. People I still talk to today, friends I'll probably have for, forever.
You miss those Allen pep rallies?
There is nothing like it.
It is the coolest thing.
If you've out
Have
there
you
in
been to
Allen,
one
if
yet?
you
I have not.
you haven't been to one,
No.
All right, we
It
got to
is
put that
a
on the list for
production.
this fall.
I'm not kidding. It is
They take
It
the
is
band
insane.
and they march all the way down that hallway.
that massive band. Yeah,
That massive Allen. Was it like 700 people in the
it's
escadrille?
absurd.
Is
Yeah,
it that
And-
large?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
the biggest
huge.
band in at least Texas, if not the
Yeah,
country.
for
Oh,
high
wow.
schools. Yep. And they
Yeah.
march it all the way into the gym, playing their instruments, and the drum line gets
Gives
it
me the
going.
chills
And
just thinking about
it was the coolest thing. What
And that's just like the intro into it, right? Like the production into. There's usually some kind of light show, something. The music's like so loud you can't even think.
they
but
do it right.
It's really cool. It's been on TikTok a few times. I know I've seen that.
I think I did come across a video. I think the lights were off and they were doing
Yeah.
some dance. I was like, wow,
We'll get
this
you
It's
to
is
impressive
a
every
pep
time.
rally this
Yeah.
year. It's-
Probably the first one she needs to go to because it's probably gonna be the best one.
They still do the blackout pep rally.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing.
Crazy.
So, and
Those-
the dancing they get. I mean, there's so many kids in that high school. Like the talent pool for anything is massive. So, they put it all on display. It's really, really cool. So, I miss that stuff for sure. And I made friends with all the coaches and stuff. So, I'd get to go watch their games, see them coach, and make friends with the kids on the teams and all that stuff. So, it was a good time. I'm really glad I got to do it. But
Good relationship.
also love patrol. I will say that I missed having the crazy stuff, the real crazy stuff on patrol. So
And you got Matt.
I have
Patrol.
Matt, my work husband.
Hey, I had him for years.
Yeah,
Matt Johnson. He's an officer here.
he's the best.
It's not really your husband,
He's not, no.
but great guy. He was in street crimes out there with me for years. We've been on
He
a lot
needs
of
to be on here next.
fun trips together and different things. So
He was on a podcast once. Do you know that?
I did not know
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either. And then as marriages go, you learn things about each other.
Yeah.
You know,
He is probably one of the smartest guys in our
He is.
department.
Absolutely,
Such
he
a smart
is.
guy.
Yeah. If I don't know about something, I'll
Hopefully he
just ask
doesn't
him.
watch this because I don't want him to hear that.
Oh, he better watch it. Or he'll be in trouble.
So, is there anything new in patrol or coming to patrol?
Shift change is coming.
A lot of changes, right?
A lot of changes. Lots
Yeah.
of people promoting. Lots of movement, which is exciting. Lots of opportunities for people to move, which is
Growth
really
is a
cool.
great thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alan's. I mean, this is a great time to be here.
I agree.
New police department's coming soonish.
Oh,
we're
can't
very
wait for that.
excited about
That last update, they're still on schedule too.
That's awesome.
So that's a good
Even if
thing.
they're not, that's okay. I'll be here. I've only been in Allen 8 years. I've got time.
Oh, you got about 22 to go.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's depressing.
Did you get a cowboy hat?
Oh yeah. Have
Do
I
you wear
worn
it?
Not yet. Not yet.
But
My
it looks
bun
cool.
doesn't quite go with the hat.
Gotta
but
wear a low bun.
to say that I have it was really the box to try.
They're really
Yeah,
nice.
Nice touch. I didn't know they were going to put or embroider
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
name and
They're
badge number. in
Really
it.
cool.
That was
Yeah.
really neat.
Yeah. Do you know if the public's been like, oh, those are nice? Have we gotten any feedback on them?
It's all been positive from what I've
Positive,
been.
yeah, nothing
Okay.
negative from it.
So they've been noticed. So people have
Yes.
noticed that we're wearing them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
We got a lot of comments about it. People seem to like them.
That's awesome.
the officers
I knew
love
it.
them.
I knew it.
Well, it's better than the old bus driver hat.
Yeah,
that we used to
those
wear.
were never
It was
a
a little
yes for me.
outdated. It didn't cover your ears at all.
No.
Especially mine. Mine stick out. a
And if it
little far.
rains, it's like, okay, well, the top of my head's still kind of wet, but here we are.
Yeah. So it's been nice. What about bike unit? Anything?
They are I think of the new fiscal year, they want to start like a full-time bike unit.
You have interest in that?
I do a little bit. I'm not sure if riding a bike is something I want to do every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still deciding on that. And then, with kiddos, you got to figure out schedule too. It's just a little bit of play and how you make your decisions. But
So
I think it'll be really cool. And
that's a big
we'll
change.
start, small with it, and then maybe it will grow
Yeah.
from what I've heard. But
Wow.
really cool. I mean, Chief Dye's doing a lot of really cool stuff. With
He
this
definitely has a
department,
vision. And
so, yeah.
You also teach CrossFit. I forgot all
I
about
do.
that.
I do. It's newer. I've never been like a hardcore CrossFit person. One of my roommates when I was in college and living in Abilene, she did CrossFit all the time. Hey, Jody, how are you? No, she's in impeccable shape. So I've been around it. I've seen it a lot, but I never really, really got into it. But I had back surgery like 3 years ago. This job will wreck your back and your body. So if
Yeah,
you don't
it's
take care
hard.
of it, that's what happens. But doing deadlifts and CrossFit style workouts really got my back in really good shape. But then, with Officer Brinza, who's already been on the podcast, when he got here, he opened up this door that Chief Dye was super smart, in my opinion, to
Yeah.
capitalize on. And they asked for some people that wanted to jump in and help coach and be some instructors. And I was like, heck yeah. I love the team environment. I used to coach softball all the time. So this was something I was like all about. The certification course was really hard, but
I've heard that.
it was no
it's
joke. It
not
was
like-
no joke.
Not a gimme.
Yeah. And again, we're doing CrossFit, but it's not the hardcore, some of the stuff you see like at the games, but it is intro, if you will. But I think it's awesome. I mean, it's free. A lot of CrossFit gyms are not cheap, and for good reason. There's a lot that goes into them, but either way, for the fact that the department can provide this feature, if you will, to our officers is amazing to me. I don't know.
It has been awesome.
I feel very fortunate,
Having
but I
that
can coach it and be
partnership.
in the class. So
So
yeah.
I will say, hopefully Will's doesn't listen, but y'all are both I've taken classes from both y'all. Both great coaches.
Thank
You
you.
got him on your music playlist though.
Yes.
You
I
got him?
beat.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, you got him beat
by
on the
far.
music.
Thank you. That's all I've been looking for. That's all I
Same
wanted to
5
hear.
songs on
The coaching
repeat
level
Yeah.
that
is
he
up there,
plays.
Man.
But then you get the playlist going,
Okay.
and I
That's
would
good
say right
feedback.
now it's you, and then probably
Dominique.
Dom right underneath
I heard
you.
Dom plays slow jams.
Sometimes they get a little slow.
Sometimes a
They're like,
little
"Hey,
slow,
man,
but
I could
changing
get down with
the
the
mood
slow
on
jams.
us."
My music taste is very eclectic, so I'd be like
Well,
all
I
about it, but
operate to the speed of the music.
I know
so-
you guys. I know it's rock or some other variation of
Yeah.
rock. There's not a whole lot of, but yeah, no,
No, it's been-
that's the fun part of it too. I get to make some cool playlists and
Yeah, I mean, I think you had like
hype it up.
Taylor Swift or something along. And I was like, man, I'm feeling this.
I don't know anything about her, so you'll have to
Britney
help me
Spears,
there.
maybe it was Britney Spears.
We could do that.
You
You
had
want some Britney Spears,
You
Rick?
had a girl music on there.
Did I?
I don't mean like it was a female singing.
it was very upbeat.
Okay.
And I was like, this is good. It beat the 70s rock that we were
It was a
getting
nice change
from-
for once. I think he plays the same 5 songs
He
every
does.
CrossFit
And he
class.
says, he's like, I love this part of it. I'm like, it doesn't sound like it will. You just phone it in,
I
man.
mean, we go and listen to Phil Collins in the air tonight so many times.
Yeah.
No, it's
He makes up for it in his coaching for
that
sure.
guy's
then.
he's a beast.
He is a beast.
Yeah.
But the CrossFit's been awesome. Y'all
It's
are doing
great.
a really good job with that.
And the new gym, whenever the new PD starts, is going to be really, really cool. I'm very excited about that.
That is going to
Thank you, Citizens of Allen, for our
New
new place in general. But
Yes.
Our headquarters is
gonna
going to
be
be
great.
nice.
I'm excited.
We're patiently watching them pour concrete over there.
They're working. I love it. I love it.
Well, that's awesome. We really appreciate you coming out today.
Yeah, this is fun.
If there's one thing you could tell the community, what would it be?
Oh, I think it's that you are in good hands with our department. Truly, having come from another place, and which Abilene was great as well, but I think I've worked with a lot of people on this department, and I think if you're having the worst day of your life and we show up, we're going to do a pretty good job taking care of it and taking care of you. So I feel fortunate to work here and have the support of our citizens, and yeah, I'm really thankful to be here. So
Well, we appreciate you being here.
oh yeah, no problem.
22 more years.
Yeah. In this chair for 22 more years.
Yeah,
That's
there
right.
you go. So,
Cool.
Well, thank you for coming out.
You bet.
If you'd like to learn more about our patrol division or our bicycle unit or upcoming events, go to our website, allenpolice.org.
And make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Bye.
See you next time.